I'm white, so I know I have no room to speak on this. But when I was about 7 years old, my dad took me aside and he told me that when I got older, I was never allowed to date a black man because black men were cursed, and if I were to marry a black man, I would not be able to get into the highest level of heaven.
And that right there lies the first problem when it comes to interracial dating. Her father pulled her over at 7 years old and told her that per her religion, if she dated a black guy, that she couldn't get into the highest highs of heaven. Imagine doing that to your child. Let's see what else happened.
For context, I was raised Mormon in Utah, but there was also a beautiful biracial couple that also went to our church. And I remember going to church the first Sunday after he told me that, and I remember looking at them and thinking, wow, if they are able to give up heaven in order to be with each other, they must really love each other.
And again, there's no way that a child should have to sit there and think about this. A 7-year-old kid has to sit there in church and think about what her dad's telling her opposed to what she's naturally feeling in her heart. That's crazy, right?
I want to find a love like that one day. Now, to anyone with an ounce of critical thinking skills, obviously that is nonsense. But to anyone who may be feeling like your very existence is in opposition to the powers that be, I know that changing perception is a burden that you didn't ask for, nor is it your responsibility. And it is having a far greater impact than you can possibly perceive. Your light, your life, your love, your existence is having a far greater impact, is reaching more people than you can possibly imagine. And I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank that biracial couple who were the first to teach me that when I dared to look outside the lines that had been drawn for me, I would not find all of the terrifying things that I had been taught were waiting for me, but I would find love instead.
Or that just goes to show you that the fear-mongering that comes from interracial dating not only just comes from the outside, but majority of the time, it comes from inside. It comes from inside your household. It comes from inside your family circle. And a lot of times it can come from inside your friend circle. Most people who see you on the outside as an interracial couple don't give two you know what about you and your relationship. Now, there are people that do, but most of the time they don't. A lot of the times you're indoctrinated from your own family and from those that who say they love. And I'm glad that she took what she felt in her heart and took the example of that interracial couple and decided that she wanted to choose love over heaven. I'm not a religious person, so I have no say-so when it comes to that. But I am a person that believes that we should do what's in our heart and we should do what we feel is right for us. So congratulations to this young woman.
Interracial dating is complicated. No matter how you slice it, people from different groups are always going to have clashing ideals and experiences that's going to make dating less seamless than it would be with people in the same group. It is very difficult for other groups to truly understand and feel what it is like to be a black person. Y'all are going to have issues communicating with each other just on the basis of physical differences. Just because you share the same values and ideologies, you might be of the same religion, there is inevitably going to be this wall that separates you and this person who you are trying to be very intimate with that makes communication very difficult.
One thing I disagree, I would say I partially disagree, is that, yeah, there are going to be hurdles, obstacles. But being a person who has interracially dated most of my life because of where I live, I can tell you that when it comes down to the common foundation of being a human being and the common foundation of being attracted to the opposite sex, there's really not that much there that makes it complicated. Yeah, our backgrounds from our different ethnicities have different things, culturally different things that, separate us. But that has nothing to do with the love we have for each other. But let's continue.
Your ways of life, your upbringing, your experiences are totally different, and in many ways they are antagonists. It's very easy to think that love will trump all of these difficulties, but that doesn't always happen. But let's say it does. Let's say you overcome these hurdles of an interracial relationship. and you cross over to the next level of, say, a long-term relationship, have all the different variables from family, from friends, from critical society that are all going to be piling on top of you and this person just on the basis of love. That's the only thing holding this thing up. Another guiding principle of this is that the world operates on Eurocentric beauty standards, meaning European appearance and physical traits and characteristics are going to be prioritized over others, specifically people who are European. This means that a white girl is not going to be interested in a black guy over a white guy primarily. If, as a black man, you do appeal to a white girl or an Asian girl or a Latina girl, it's because you have niche appeal. But she might have had a lot of black people around her growing up. She might have had influence by media or really open and progressive parents that...
Now again, I'm going to have to disagree with this, primarily on the basis that me, myself, interracial dating, and I'm friends and people that I know interracial dating. There's no, in my purview, there's no societal hierarchy of beauty when it comes to ethnicity. I mean, he must have not have been outside of the United States or to a lot of other states in this country, but society holds many other ethnicities up. I mean, little does he know that Asians are, certain Asians are said to hold the beauty standards because of their eyes and their face and their jaw structures and things like that. You go to Latin America, and you tell me that Europeans, structure is high there. Go to Brazil, go to Colombia, go to any other part of the world, and I'm sorry, those beauty standards do not hold up. But again, when it comes to interracial dating, we have to look at and counter the fact that when two people meet each other, whether it's circumstance or whether it's a setup, and they are from two totally different ethnic backgrounds, the only thing that's going to matter, again, is probably the indoctrination that they've had from upbringing. And if that's not there, then it's going to come down to how good the two of you mesh. And at the end of all that, I just want to say again, the reason why I make these videos is just to show what people think and what people's beliefs are on the outside about certain situations. Interracial dating and interracial issues are a heavy topic in America, whether you like it or not. And when it comes to love and when it comes to loving someone outside of your ethnicity, don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to your family. You listen to that person who is standing right beside you. And you decide if that person is willing to ride or die with you. You decide if that person is willing to endure all the criticisms that come from the outside world to determine if your love is true. If that love isn't true, then yeah, it's not going to work. But if that love is true, like in a lot of circumstances, then happiness is only left to come. Don't let other people determine your happiness, the bottom line. Thank you guys again for watching this video.